For the sixth time today, we run the Northern Rivers qualifier here at Grafton, and it's worth $150,000. Matt Dunn's won the last 3 editions. He's yet to win a final at Royal Randwick. The final, of course, coming up on April 4. The market has Gracie Belle the favourite. Now, Hellenism was around $3, $3.10 all the way through betting. Gracie Belle was 7 into $6.50. Then the scratching came of Hellenism, and they said, let's go. Gracie Belle, $4.40 into $3.50. And I think also the fact that Hellenism is out, but we've got an improving track as well. And the confidence grew with Gracie Belle. Plonker is $5.50, out to $6.50, back into $5.50, an improving track, helping all of these horses. One for Betty is 6 out to $6.50. Our Echo, 8 out to 9. These are the prices from this morning. $10 out to 11, exclusive. Lose the Snippers, 11 out to 12. Gracie Belle, clearly the best backed, but hard on its heels is Plonker, and 1 for Betty.
Right, our speed courtesy of Racing and Sports. Lose the Snip and Northern Wild Rose. Now, Lose the Snip draws an inside gate, and Plonker will be interesting where Racing and Sports have got Plonker. Where is he? He's back to the inside. Got him a little bit more handy here, Priscilla. This is going 14.20 here today, but Lose the Snip can roll. We've seen him roll in a highway from 15 alley, and they've got him pushing forward with Northern Wild Rose.
Yeah, a little bit of money up for grabs here. I'm sure there'll be a fair bit of early pressure. Horses just looking to take up an early position, so I think that they'll be definitely rolling. Plonker was outside the leaders in a 1200 last start, so he should be in the box seat.
OK, well, Gracie Belle hails from further north. It was trained up in Queensland by Peter Fleming. Transferred to Matty Dunn. He's had Gracie Belle for 2 starts. This is the first of them, winning at Doomben and hitting the line really well, the grey. After this goes to the Sunshine Coast, and you could make a case that she should have won there. But this was the first start for Matty on the 1st of January.
With Vibrato, only want to sing and Bow Arrow, but Gracie Belle, she was way too good. 1 by length and a half to Vibrato. Photo third, all these only want to sing Bow Arrow.
2-8-13-1, yeah, look, I love that win. I love the last run. I don't think things went right, particularly just out of the gates, and then she had to sit up 3 deep the entire trip. So I think over the odds, Lose the Snip the 8. He's not entitled to be that. He's got a great record here. He's got a great gate to put himself into a race. 13-1 for Betty. I loved her trial the other day at Moolumbar. She had a pretty soft time of the trial. He goes right in exclusive now. He's unbeaten. He is 3 for 3, and his first up run was good, and all his 4 wins have been over the 14-20, 2-8-13-1.
2-8-7-1. I'm with the 2 on top here in Gracie Belle. Loved her 2 runs this preparation. She's stepping to the 1400 for the first time, but she seems to relax early. And look, the way that she's been racing this preparation, I don't really see it being a problem. The 8 in Lose the Snip. He races very well here. He makes his own luck up on the speed. Thought he was unlucky here last start off a 7-week freshen up, so that should definitely top him off. 7 in Our Echo. He dug deep to win at the Gold Coast in midweek grade last start. You know he'll run out a strong 1400. And the top weight in exclusive carried the big weight first up, drops 4.5 kilos, and an improving track will definitely suit him here. 2-8-7.
Favourite is number 2, Gracie Belle. Matt McGurran rides. Matt Dunn's only had Gracie Belle for 2 runs, for a win at Doomben and then a 4th at the Sunshine Coast.
She's a beauty. I haven't seen her in the yard ever before, but she's a beauty. Got a great body on her, got a big back a rump and powerful man. Not only that, I thought she might have been a fiery girl in the yard because she wears those earmuffs, but that's not the case. She looks terrific, that girl.
She maps perfectly here. She's had 2 runs back from a break. She's 2 for 2 third up in the past, and she tracked up wide at the Sunshine Coast in Saturday Company last start, and she was only beaten a length. She's nice and sensible. She gets a lot of ticks from the yard.
Coming up into the barrier. $150,000 feature race. Sleepy Heart is in. Plonker goes forward into its position in the barrier. 1 for Betty to get set. Here's Lose the Snip coming forward. So Lose the Snip getting ready. Gracie Belle, the favourite to win, $3.60. Matthew McGurran for Matthew Dunn. Northern Wild Rose is coming forward. So Northern Wild Rose gets set. Here's Our Echo. 1 for Betty. Countess de Galvez and Northern Knight to come in. Exclusive, Dreaming of Biscay, which has the maroon cap. Sleepy Heart, the stablemate, or one of the stablemates in the identical jacket. White cap. Alternative Facts to come in. Galway to come forward, and Ripper Eagle will be one of the last runners to be locked away. As we count down towards starting time for the Northern Rivers Racing Association Country Championships qualifier for 2020, ladies and gentlemen. 370. Gracie Belle is the favourite. $4 the 3, Plonker, $7 the 13, 1 for Betty. And we've got 2 to get set. 1,420 metres. Dreaming of Biscay walks in. Ripper Eagle to come forward. Gracie Belle, the favourite to win in an open race. The Country Championships qualifier for the Northern Rivers for 2020, ladies and gentlemen, is about to unfold. Red lights are on. Mr. Rex Kelly has the button. Set to go. Off in the big one. Gracie Belle, race favourite, centre field away, and Plonker began brilliantly and Exclusive is striding up boldly on the outside of it, and Lose the Snip landed third and Ripper Eagle fourth. Then Sleepy Heart the inside, and Dreaming of Biscay works into it around them, followed by Northern Night, 1 for Betty. Gracie Belle are about centre field, 3 parts of a length away to Alternative Facts, 2 off to Exclusive, who got shuffled well back. The outside of Galway, a neat length away to Countess de Galvez, back next to last, and our Echo slow to move last of all. It's now Northern Wild Rose, the pace setter, 800 metres out, leading by a long neck or so to the good of Dreaming of Biscay, who's sitting second, parked out at the leader's hindquarters, and Lose the Snip third to the home turn. Ripper Eagle is fourth, Plonker fifth. On the outside was Northern Night starting to hook into it, and Sleepy Heart is over on the fence with Gracie Belle extricating, popping one off still with about 7 lengths to make up as heads a turn for home. 400 metres out, and the NRRA Country Championships qualifier 2020, and they liven up here. A line of about 5. Gracie Belle sprinting hard and fast down the outside. Northern Wild Rose fighting on. Lose the Snip still there. Plonker still there as well with Dreaming of Biscay, and Exclusive rocketing home down the outside. Plonker in front though at the 50. Starts to kick away. Plonker for the money. Plonker too good for Gracie Belle. Dreaming of Biscay in fourth. 1 for Betty or Exclusive or Lose the Snip next. Followed then by Northern Wild Rose. Further astern, Countess de Galvez. Then Sleepy Heart, Ripper Eagle. Well back in the field to Alternative Facts. Then came Northern Night. Our Echo. Galway last. Plonker for Coffs Harbour. Off to Sydney.
Plonker wins the Country Championships qualifier for Warren Gavenlock. Rachel Murray, the winning rider. Gracie Belle also going to Sydney. Matt McGurran and Matt Dunn. 3 beats 2. And Dreaming of Biscay, was it? Back in third spot, number 16.
16, and the top weight, I'd say, Exclusive has run 4th. But all honours with the winner, the little mare, Gracie Belle, pulled too hard early. That was probably the undoing her, but he's won at 1,400 metres and he's on to the big one.
Yeah, barriers win races, and he just had a lovely run. They look to not really roll along early, and then the middle stages they put the foot down, and look, he was just getting a lovely run. The improving track suited him. Third up, 1,400, and he was too strong getting down to the wire. The 2 in Gracie Belle, look, she probably did herself no favours. She was in an awkward position in the middle stages, but she's been able to get out and run down Plonker there. So look, they've both booked their ticket to Randwick, and that's the important thing today.
Rachel Murray, and Matt Dunn's going to get another qualifier into the big final in Sydney. He's won it the last 3 years, but he still gets through to the final off a second with Gracie Belle.
He does, Greg, and he joins me right now. You'd be proud of that mare. Probably the damage was done down the back when she over-raced.
Yeah, she did. She got herself a little bit upset in the yard today, and as a result, probably followed through to the race, and she just pulled a bit mid-race, and look, she's probably a little bit fresh, and you know, we sort of floated her through for an extra few days, and that came against her also. But no, she ran well, and disappointed we didn't win, but full credit to the winner. It's obviously done a good job, and the best horse won on the day, but she still gets her ticket to Randwick in a few weeks' time, and she'll certainly run well.
Probably a little bit stronger race and a quicker race when they run a bit harder will help her out.
Yeah, well, that's what she's looking for, more tempo, you know, and today probably didn't go quite fast enough for her. And as I said, she got herself a bit upset in the yard today, and that flowed through to the race, and as a result, she pulled. But look, she'll certainly run well when she goes to Sydney.
Well done.
Thank you.
And Matty McGurran, he rode Gracie Belle, and Priscilla's going to catch up with Matty now. He'd be tickled pink the way that little mare went.
Matty, it's always nice to win, but you must be very proud of your mare.
Oh, she was super today. You know, as Matt just touched on, she was just a bit fresh today. She was a bit wound up, and She had a month between runs and stepping up to 1400. So, and with no tempo in the race, she was just a bit proud and through the early stages. But she was super. Just that freshness took a toll late.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yes, certainly coming down the side, Gaz. She was in a lot of bother there, wasn't she? In fact, we're going to watch this now as they roll it away from the start.
I think
Gracie Belle got into a lovely spot in on the rails, but it doesn't go well from here for another. Oh, look at that, throwing her head up in the air, and she continues to do it for a few more 100 metres.
See, there's the difference here. You get in a lot stronger race, she'll come off the chewy. The stablemate wasn't helping her out, the 15. He just couldn't really take her up into the race. So, look, she's had plenty of merit, but we've been saying that. We can't take anything away from this winner, Plonker. That was his first go at 14.20. I'll be the first to admit I had a doubt with him, but he's travelled and he's kicked and he's beat him.
I would say Plonker a very worthy winner and a very worthy finalist at Royal Randwick. And nothing but merit from the second horse after what she did, Priscilla, because you can't do anything wrong in big qualifying races like that and still get away with it.
No, I think her run was full of merit. That was her first go at the 1400. Likewise with a number of these runners, there were 4 weeks between runs, so racing a little bit on the fresh side. But the way that she finished off after pulling so hard early definitely adds merit to her run, and she'll be competitive at Randwick, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, Warren learned off a great man, Albert Stableford, his father-in-law. And
you don't get any better than Albert, would you?
Albert,
hey?
Magic Albert.
Oh, he was terrific, wasn't he?